What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. I've seen so many comments. Sometimes I get hung up in the comment section, which is not good for a creator, but I like to see what people are talking about. Do I necessarily respond to every single one? No. I'll respond to some. I try to approve a lot of the comments now because of all of the spamming and scamming, which has gotten better, by the way. Um, but I kind of live in the comment section in a way. Not mentally. It doesn't bother me what you guys say. You can literally say anything that you want. It doesn't bother me at all. Um, and honestly, that should be the case. If you are a creator, you should have a healthy mindset. No matter what people are saying, you should know, what your mind is like and what you um, think will happen, what you believe will happen, and what you believe about yourself and your family and your friends and all of that stuff. So it's okay. Say whatever you're gonna say. I tend to approve pretty much everything unless it's like really, really like on the line, right? It shouldn't be um, said to where you're gonna hurt somebody's family or say anything like that. Obviously, I don't put that out there. It doesn't affect me in any way. I really don't care. But I just don't want it to be out there so that it hurts other people or it's dangerous and all that stuff. So let's not deal with that. But anyways, um, I wanted to talk to you guys because again, in the comments, I see people that are feeling a certain way about XRP. And I understand 100% where you're coming from, but sometimes you need this. Sometimes you need to hear that people are on your side, that people are here for you, are here to kind of give you a second opinion and make you feel a little bit better about what you're doing with your position. Now, by no means am I telling you guys that you have to physically do what I'm telling you to do, or you have to follow exactly what I'm saying here. But it does make you feel a little bit better when you have that person that's in your ear and is going, okay, let's take a breath here. Let's see what the situation gives us. And then if you still feel the same way after you took some time, then make whatever moves you're going to make. Because the comments that I see, some in the comment section, they're like, I sold all my XRP and I got all my profit. I'm happy with that. Some other ones are like, yeah, I got to get out of XRP. I don't see anybody talking positively about it right now. Everybody's saying the same thing. And that'll happen, right? With time, without having anything new that's transpiring, without having any new partnerships, any new breakdowns, any new anything, right? Um, it will make you feel a certain way, like this is being forgotten. And if it does feel that way and you are rushing into selling it, rushing into getting out of the position, I suggest that you just take a breath. Right? Just take one single breath and just go, okay, where do we stand? Let's look at the scenarios here. What do I gain out of this? Am I already losing something right now? Am I going to lose everything that I own? Right? There's many questions that you can have for yourself to make it a better decision in the end. Because I guarantee you, if you react in a way to where you're like, I need to get out of this now without actually looking into everything and taking that breath, you will hate yourself when things do explode to the next level and they're worth so much more. Because in reality, you didn't need to get out of that position. You wanted to, right? And if it is a need to get out of it, then I totally understand. Make that move. I want you to protect yourself in every single way that you can. But an investment is not designed to be the most sound thing in the world, right? An investment for normal people, traditionalists, right? Yes, that's the case. You're looking at a sound market that grows consistently. If you look at it way back, right, a 10,000 foot view rather than a 1,000 foot view, rather than right in front of your face, you'll see that it grows consistently. 5% year over year, 8% year over year, 10, 12%, whatever the position is, you'll see the consistent growth, which is great to feel. But then if you zoom in, you start to panic a little bit. You start to go, well, why is the market down by 9% over this last year? Or why is the market down by this much? Why am I not seeing the average growth over the last 2 years? My average growth is looking like 3%. And honestly, I could get a better percentage if I decided to pay off my loans, which were 5%, right? So you start panicking in that instance. And I think people are doing the same thing when it comes to XRP because it was at a level of $3.40. If we look at this position, right, it was at a level of $3.40. It was at a higher level of $3.80 at one point. And now we're seeing it looking like it's pulling back, creating lower lows, lower highs. And if that's the case, are you going to lose everything that you own there? And that's where the overreaction comes into play. So I want to ask if you guys could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out any of the links that are down below. It does help out the channel for Patreon and for Twitter. If you guys want to actively trade XRP, I have a link for BTCC down below where you can get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you could do a 500x leverage if you want to. So again, check that out. Link is at the top of the description. Honestly, is a very, very good platform. But again, this whole thing just had me thinking. We're currently seeing a decent size increase. We are at a $2.29 price, especially from being down at $2.10. Seeing $2.29, that's great, right? Great movement for the last 24 hours. For the last 7 days, it's looking really, really good. Overall history, it's up by 39,000%. That feels great to be a part of that. If you were a part of that at 50% of a penny, 58% of a penny to be specific. Even if you were a part of that at 58 cents, you still are looking great from where you invested. If you were a part of it at 30 cents, you're looking great at where you invested. Even if you're a part of it at $1.50, you're still looking good for where you invested. But it does have some of those people worried that have been invested for a very long time. I've been talking about XRP more religiously or consistently for, let's say, it had to have been about 2 or 3 years, maybe. I invested into it first when it was at like 30 cents, but I didn't really talk about it much. I just made my moves and people asked me about it. And then obviously I started getting more and more into it and started buying more and more XRP. Now, from those people that decided to invest at those levels, as I was talking about it, as I stated what I felt or how I felt about it, those people may have been holding on for a very, very long time. And I get how you're feeling, right? I'm up a massive amount, percentage wise, as well as dollar wise. I'm up a lot. And the way that you're feeling is I'm up so much. What if it does do the opposite of what we believe it's going to do? What if another payment system does take over and is better than XRP and is more popular than XRP and XRP goes to zero, right? What if that does happen? You know, do you lose absolutely everything? Your tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, do you lose everything? And I get what you're feeling. I get it. But like I said, all I recommend is not for you to just not sell. What I recommend for you to do is just take a breath. Understand prior situations that happened. When you wait it out, what do you really gain from it? When something actually has the ability to take over, right? Let's look at a Bitcoin. And we're looking at something that could be as big, if not way bigger than Bitcoin. You look at a Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was at hundreds of dollars, no one believed in that. And it took a long time to see that actually flourish to, thousands of dollars. Then it gets to thousands and it gets to 20 something $1,000. Now everybody's talking about it. And because everybody's talking about it, you think that it's at its highest point and that we're not going to see any more popularity, we're not going to see any more growth. But those same people decided to see that and they were like, I believe it's going to go to a lot further. But it goes down to 2,000. Now you're in a waiting game where it's at 2,000, it's growing to 4, 5, 6, back down to 2, back up to 4, back up to 5, back up to 10, right? Up to higher and higher levels, but you have to wait it out all of that time. Then it goes up to $69,000. 64 first, but let's just skip that. $69,000, and it decreases down to $17,000. The mindset there that you would have would tell you, hey, get out of that position right now. Like, just cut whatever losses you had from the top point and be happy with the gains that you had from the hundreds of dollars worth of a mark to $17,000. That's what it's telling you, is to get out of that position. But if you would have made that move, which a lot of people did do, and let someone in their ear go, you need to sell it, right? Since they let them do that, Now they lost out on $112,000 per Bitcoin. And I've seen them. I've talked to people where they were like, I don't know why I did that. And now I don't invest in a cryptocurrency at all. Somebody that was heavy into Bitcoin in the beginning and sold it for not minimal gains, they were decent gains, but they could have been so much more if he would have just let himself speak to himself rather than other people speak to them. So if somebody's in your ear telling you, sell your XRP right now, it's going to zero. Why? Why is it going to zero? Take everything that they said into consideration. Then you come over here, you go, why do you believe it's going to go to a level of $5, $10? Take that into consideration. Take a breath. Talk to yourself. Where do you believe that it's going? You're the one taking the risk. You're the one putting the money in there. You need to tell yourself where you believe it's going. And that's where we always struggle as investors. Always. The hardest part of investing is selling the position at the right time. Can you sell it at the exact right time? No. But can you sell it at a good time for you? Yes, because you can establish what your exit plan is going to be. And if you don't, then you could end up losing out on gains or just losing out on the growth altogether. So anyways, I want to know what you guys think about this. Did this video help you at all? As a person that's just waiting around, waiting for XRP to get to a level of $2.50, $2.75, $3, $3.50, $4, $5, $6, $10, all of those levels, as a person that's waiting around, playing the waiting game isn't always a good thing. It sometimes hurts the pockets because you feel like you have that much money, but you actually don't. It's all in your investments. So anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I just needed to have a conversation with you guys because, again, I love diving into the comment section and I love giving my opinions. That's all they are. And hopefully you can take something from this that, you can value going on in the future, not only with XRP, but many other positions. But check out my link for BTCC down in the comment section and down in the description. You can get a 10% deposit bonus when you specifically use my link. They are a partner with the channel, so it does help out the channel in quite a bit of a way. So feel free to do that. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.